Okay, welcome YouTube, Cooper's Automotive. My hair is always a frizzy mess today. We're working on a 2002 Toyota Tacoma front brakes. I'm going to narrate with Guy Blazer. We'll do these front brakes and rotors. Very simple. Anyone can do it. Okay, obviously first thing got to do is pull the tires off.
Hey everybody, this here is a sleeper. This is one of them little Toyota trucks you want to run up through next to you with your little speed demon car, but this has a supercharger on. Not very many of them around, but we're going to do a front brake job. This thing's got a variable brake pulsation.
He's still here.
Anyhow, got terrible brake pulsation. As you see, it's got performance rotors on it. And unfortunately, they're too thin to cut. That's why they pulsate so bad. This is a
Need to cut that radio out.
4-piston caliper set up.
Hold on, we got to get rid of the radio. 4-piston caliper set up. Here we go. Pad slide down in here. But behind the back here, you can't see it, will be the bolts that hold all this on. So, you're gonna have to remove, let's see here. What about all this? Oh! Drop my light. Let's see. Okay. Got to remove this bolt right here, and this bolt right here on the bottom. So we get those out of there. You can see them there. Gets our caliper off. I believe they're probably 18s, 19s, something like that.
Yeah, but we're not going to take that off first. We are going to push the pistons back in the caliper real quick while it's still on here. Being a 4-piston setup just makes the job a little bit easier to do that first. There's a spring clip on the back side of the pins right here that we're going to push back and pull out of the hole. My old fingers can do it. Oh, come on. We just pull that little clip out. And now we're gonna it's the right tools in my hand. Simply pull the pins out. Be observant of the way it comes apart.
Only going to show one side because there's no need to show both. It's just redundant. There you go, a little plastic anti-rattle clip underneath those two pins.
It's also
You have to
important that you clean these up with a wire wheel before you put them back on.
Yeah, and do a bounce test off the floor.
Yeah,
They're gonna make that sound. Anyway, I'm gonna back up here a little bit.
We're just gonna simply take the screwdriver between the rotor and the pad, and we're gonna push back slowly.
Trying to get the angle. I'm not.
See if I can get you a better angle there.
There we go.
See, that one's all the way in now. Now what I do, I can find the right take something and shove in between the rotor and the pad there. End wrench works good. That way when you push the other side back together, back in, it doesn't push those pistons that you just pushed in back out, because it will do that. Still got meat left on the pads. It's got hard spots in the pads, if you can see right in here. They started to crystallize. There's actually a crack here and a crack here. That's because of the heat. And the heat's a killer on these things.
All right, so now we go after the back roll.
17 millimeter.
See if I can get your knot upside down. Get your caliper hooks.
I've got my bungee. Don't really want to let the caliper hang by the hose. It's not good for the hose. So, if you have an adjustable bungee cord like this, you can use it. Or if you got coat hanger, whatever. The important thing is just keep the weight off the hose. Sorry for my lack of being able to hold anything today. Now the weight's on there. Don't have to worry about it. Sometimes these rotors will pop right off, sometimes they won't. We're replacing these rotors, so get a little persuasion tool. Knock them off. Now, this surface right here is very important that we clean that. Any imperfections or anything underneath this that gets trapped between the rotor and the hub will cause a pulsation, because this has to be true. Like run out, this will affect run out. So we're going to clean that up with a whiz wheel. You can use sandpaper, you can use a wire brush, you can use anything you want, but you want to get clean. This tool gets around the studs.
It's a 3M product.
Whiz wheel's getting like die grinder's getting a little weak like me. You can use this one to do this also. Now we have a almost clean surface. A couple of areas I couldn't get to. So,
Real quickly, there's our rotors. And there's our brake pads. Napa Performance Series premiums. Now we're coming back to the
I just take a piece of aluminum with a little bit of sticky sandpaper on it, and I get in there the area I couldn't get before. Like I say, just want to make sure that there's no rust on the surface.
especially you guys in New York, right?
Oh yeah.
Michigan, Boston, Massachusetts.
We've had our run of rusty vehicles here in Florida that came down from
Canada.
snowbirds coming down. God bless them, they keep us busy. Unfortunately, most of the jobs that have to do with snowbirds involved rust because of salt on the roads. But
Then you just replace everything.
yeah, you know. But when it comes to brakes, there's only one way to do brakes, the right way. And there's no happy medium in there, really. Especially if you have a garage and you're doing work, because the liability is pretty bad. Just feel around with your finger. If you can feel it with your finger, then it needs some attention. If you can't feel it with your finger, you're probably okay. I'm pretty anal about this, but I don't like brake jobs coming back. And once you bolt that rotor up to a surface like this that hasn't been cleaned, it has a lot of rust on it, you can actually distort the rotor. So,
Okay, grab a new rotor.
you're gonna grab a new rotor, throw that on there. Just gonna spray some brake clean on that and get any debris that I missed off there. Your new rotors are gonna come, they're gonna be oily, keep them from rusting in the packaging, so we're just gonna take some brake clean, try to get some of the oil out of the fins also. Keep from slinging oil on the new pads you just put on. Do the inside real good now. Always take your old rotor and measure the offset, make sure it's correct, and it is. We're just gonna slide that baby on there like so.